Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you watch my other videos, you would know that I never usually show you guys how I do my full face. It's because basically I do it the same all the time, so I thought I would just do or make a separate video about that, explaining everything, how I do it and why I do it. My face routine is very easy, I would say. I don't usually do this every day, of course, but it's usually when I have some dramatic eye makeup on, or when I go out, or sometimes when I go to work. So before I start my makeup, I want to make sure that my skin is prepared, smooth, so I use a moisturizer. You can use any type, honestly. Right now I'm using this Olay Active Hydration Active Beauty Fluid Lotion. This is how it looks like. Nothing special, but it works for me. Also, a lot of people have asked me how I keep my skin healthy. I don't have too many pimples, and I would say since I found this Clean and Clear oil-free moisturizer that treats and helps prevent pimples, my skin has been really clear. I barely have any pimples, and this is how it looks like. If you want to go check it out, it's pretty good. But I found that it really dries out my skin. That's why I need a regular moisturizer. So yeah, after I put on my moisturizer, which I have, then I go in with some BB cream. I don't know any foundation. I always go with BB cream, which is way lighter, more natural looking, and it still does the job, you know. I have two, one for winter time, which is a lighter, and I have a darker one, which I usually use for the summertime when my skin gets tan. And this is from Olay, the BB cream, light to medium. I really like the smell. It has SPF in it, so it protects from the sun, and to me it smells like a sunscreen, which I really like. I don't know, it has a pleasant smell. So after I moisturize my face, I'll just go in. What I usually do is I put a little bit on just a little bit on my brush, and then I keep dotting it on my face. Covers up any imperfections, blackheads. Okay, so I'm just gonna start working it into my skin. And it leaves you with a dewy finish, so it's not gonna give you a matte finish. If you want a matte, then I would put powder on top. I don't usually do that, but it's your preference, you know. Oh, and by the way, I'm using this brush, stippling brush from e.l.f. I really like it because it's not very dense, so it doesn't pack on the product. It really just, it has like an airbrushed effect, puts it on very lightly, so I really like it. You can barely see that I have anything on my face. You can just see some shine. Maybe that's what could give it away, but honestly, bring it down onto your neck too, so you won't have a mask effect, and it just blends nicely into your skin. So the next step I usually do after the foundation or the BB cream is on is I put on my brows. I have pretty thick brows, but I don't like the shape of it. I don't have any art, so I usually just like to fake it. So first I'm just going to brush it out with the spoolie. And for an eyebrow pencil, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Viz in the color dark brown. It has a very thin applicator, so it's really easy to be precise with it. You can't really go overboard. That's why I really like it. So I'm just gonna draw a little arch. It gives my eyes a little bit of a lifted look as well. And also what I like to do, just make a little line and very lightly fill in the front. And what I like to do is blend it out even more with the spoolie at the front and brush everything into place. And after that, you want to set it. And I usually use a transparent gel, but since my hair is a little bit lighter, I picked up this Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara from Essence, which has a really ashy tone, which I believe it makes my brows look a little bit lighter. So I like to use that. And I brush it over. Just gonna make sure that your brow is gonna stay in place during the whole day. And I'm gonna do the other one and I'll come back. Okay, so I just finished with my brows. It may look a little bit too much right now because I don't have any eye makeup on yet. But eventually the whole look will tie together. Eyebrows are usually not even, but this is how mine looks like. Next up, what I usually do is highlight my face and cancel out any dark circles. So I go in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. These are the first concealers I've ever tried, and I think I picked pretty well because they work very well for me. I have two shades, one I use usually for the summertime when my skin is darker, and then the other for wintertime. Or sometimes I just mix them together when I'm in the mood. Right now I'm gonna mix them together actually. So I'm using number 20 Sense Sable, and the other one is number 15 Fair Claire. It has a really nice applicator, so I'm just gonna pop it under the eyes. It's gonna cover your dark circles. I usually run it along my nose to highlight, put it in the middle of my forehead a little bit, and also on my chin. I'm going to put a little bit of a lighter shade as well. Just very lightly. Yeah. And I'm going in with this sponge to blend it out. Make sure to be very gentle under the eye area because it's a very sensitive part of your skin. You can also bring it up onto your eyelid. The reason why I also like to moisturize is because if your skin is dry, the product tends to cling on it and then you won't have a nice smooth surface. And we are trying to achieve a really flawless face, so once we blended everything out, I like to set my concealer under my eyes. I just use this e.l.f. pressed powder in the color Sand. So I dip my brush in, I tap it off so it's not as much product on it, and then I dab it underneath. This will prevent creasing under the eyes and makes your concealer last longer. Next, you want to add some dimensions to your face. I use the contouring blush and bronzing powder by e.l.f. as well. It has this nice bronzy shade. I'm almost out of it. And I used the same exact brush that I used for the previous part. It's a small tapered brush by e.l.f. I can use this for a lot of things. I like to just set my under eye concealer. I use this for contouring, and I also like to use this for highlights. So let's go ahead and start. So I just dip my brush in, and then I find my cheekbone. I'm gonna apply it under my cheekbone. Also like to bring it up onto my temples. And the side of my forehead. So it kind of acts as a bronzer as well, you know. You also want to make sure that you apply it to your jawline so it all ties together. I usually just take this Last Dance brush and just brush it over to give a natural effect. Alright. So I'm gonna do the other side of my face as well. Sometimes I also like to contour my nose, so I just dip this little blending brush very, very lightly, tap it off, and just run it along the edges of my nose. And so, since we put the highlight in the middle, that makes it also narrower a little bit. Just make sure you really, really blend it out. I also like to put this contouring shade into my crease to add some definition. If I'm in a rush and I don't know what kind of eye makeup look I want, then I just throw this into my crease and put some eyeliner on maybe and mascara, and then I'm ready to go. Also, another trick I also forgot to mention, if you put a bronzing powder under your lips, it will make it appear a little bit bigger. It creates a shadow underneath, so. Alright, and the very last step is highlighting. I use my trusty e.l.f. Baked Blush, which is definitely not a blush, it's a highlighter. Very shimmery. And it is, I believe, in the shade Pinkastic. So I'm taking that same small tapered brush and dipping it in. Then I'm going to apply this onto the high points of my face, which is the cheekbone, the tip of the nose. You can apply it to your cupid's bow, and the brow bones. So I'm just swiping it all over. And it just gives your face a very nice and glowy summer look. You want to look glowy for the summer, not matte, in my opinion. But do whatever you want to, because that's all that matters. My face is all done. That's all I do that I never usually show on camera. I'm not a blush person, so I don't put any blush on. Sometimes I just put bronzer all over my cheeks so I look more tan. But it might grow on me. All these stuff I've never used to use, and it just all grew on me, and I started using that. I realized it made a difference on my face. I liked how it looked, so I kept using them. But blush, not yet. Sometimes. And the last thing I'm going to do is just apply some mascara and a moisturizing lip balm. Oh, and I forgot to mention that for mascara, I use the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara in Black is Black. So for lips, what I like to do is just outline my lips to make it more defined. I'm using the Essence Long Lasting Lip Liner in Plum Cake. I really like this color. Sorry for the dog barking in the background. For a lipstick, I'm using the Lust for Blush by Maybelline Color Whisper. I really like it. It's very moisturizing and it gives a nice sheen. But it also has a really nice color. So this is my full-faced makeup routine. I hope you guys liked it. If you don't agree with something, then of course you don't have to do this. I'm just showing how I like to do mine, and I hope you guys liked how I included some of my moisturizers, you know, how I take care of my skin, kind of. I hope you guys are having an amazing summer, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.